And that's a lot of material. It's a big structure. And the engineers who specified it said, you need ink canal. And the accountant said, oh, no, we don't. We don't need ink canal. That's expensive. We're going to substitute 316 stainless. So they did. And this structure was supposed to last for like 30 years. And really, at the end of the 30 years, if they had used the ink canal, it still would have been fine. If it was bent or damaged or whatever, they could have cut it up for scrap and gotten most of their money back, because the cost of the material was so great, it probably would have still been worth maybe even more than it was when they bought it. But nope, they didn't want to spend the money, so they made it out of 316, and of course, instead of lasting 30 years, it lasted 5 years, and then they had to replace it. And did they replace it with ink canal? I can't remember what their story was. But the point is that in this case, not only did the accountants make an engineering mistake, okay, we can maybe cut them some slack for making an engineering mistake, but they made an accounting mistake because they weren't even considering the value of the scrap. That should have been basic. So how do you avoid creating those types of mistakes that create problems that you then have to solve? And so the way we do that is by taking a systems thinking approach. And when we first started putting this program together, we had somebody who thought they knew something about measuring, we had somebody who thought they knew something about how the brain works, and we had somebody who thought maybe they could figure out something about metrics. And of course, we all think we're experts in problem solving, but I gave the big challenge to Peter to help us sink our teeth into what exactly do we mean by systems thinking. So.
Thank you, Debbie, for that kind introduction, and I thank the team as well as you for bearing with me as we try to get our hearts and minds around this subject. Go ahead, Vince. Well, as I was considering this challenge myself, I tried to figure out where to begin, and one of the thoughts that ultimately emerged was this old academic adage that I've shown here. You know, when you go to graduate school, you learn more and more about less and less until you know everything about nothing. Well, I think there is some truth in that, but I think we would all agree that the reality is more like, well, we're truly learning more and more about less and less, while also accelerating the pace at which we're learning more and more about more. So having said that, what I thought made sense was to try